Hello, everyone, and welcome to this transmission. This is Nathalie, your multi-dimensional channeler, intuitive hypnotist, helping you connect to your higher self to uncover all your intuitive abilities and help you clear all the blocks you have, whether they're emotional, psychological, physical, anything that is really stopping you from feeling totally connected to your true self. And of course, we're working here mainly with star seeds, light workers, intuitives, whether you're even empath actually, but whether you feel you're called or you're calling yourself as such is not really relevant. If you're interested by the spiritual world, if you're interested by cosmic beings, cosmic energies, other civilizations in space and time, and you want to learn more about your life mission, then you're at the right place. So let me know who's there. And again, whether you're watching this, well, anytime is fine. I will read your comments. And I will try to do this regularly. So on this page and in the group as well, I try as much as possible to share with you personal messages. So I connect to one of you, connect to your star family, to your higher self to download any kind of information you're meant to be receiving. But channeling globally or collectively allows me to also download a general message for whomever is ready to listen to this. So it could be anybody actually, whether you consider yourself a star seed or a light worker, it does not matter. I just use those words because at least we can connect on that level, and you can probably realize that maybe that message is for you. But in the end, anybody can connect to this message or the message that will come through and retrieve some guidance for themselves. So that's what I try to do. I try to do regularly private messages, but also global messages or collective messages. And lately, more than ever before, because I start to receive messages that are in need to be shared with people. So I used to channel more with automatic writing, again, on a global level. So I would write down whatever I received. And sometimes it needed really a lot of time to decipher. But lately, I seem to be connected with a being from Sirius, but because it is connected to a lot more different beings from different systems, star systems with different energies and different messages to deliver, then it becomes an open transmission to whomever wants to join in and deliver a message. So of course it is meant for you and for me at the same time, but first for you. And if you see this and watch this and listen to this recording or this message, it's because you were meant to be receiving this. So this is a transmission. Usually I offer activations, but within this transmission, which is a message being shared, there will probably be an activation. I'm not aware of the content. I know usually I ask you guys, what would you like to hear about? And it's most of the time, it's a lot around the actual energies. If there's anything light workers and star seeds would need to be reminded of. And usually that's what is coming through. But within those messages, within those transmissions, usually there is an activation. And the first one I shared with you last week had an activation component to it. And when the activation occurs, you feel a change. You feel that there's an energetic reboot. There's something that is being cleared within you and something else that is being upgraded. So of course, depending what you're going through, depending what your main issue is, depending what you need to be receiving, the same activation will be felt differently. Some people will feel their bodies getting lighter. Some others will feel their heart is opening up. Some others will feel their clairvoyance and all the clairs are being tuned up. and some people will start receiving messages on their own. So in the end, the activation is there to activate anything that is still dormant within you, or let's say not to its full capacity. So that's why that even though the activation may sound the same, you will get something different from it. Very personal, whatever you're meant to be receiving. So I have no clue how long the activation will last. Usually it's somewhere between 30 minutes to 50 minutes. I try to make sure that we don't reach an hour because we're very busy. Now, if you do not have the time, then take a few minutes, just really scroll to the moment, or fast forward to the moment where I really channel, and you'll know because most of the time my eyes are closed, and just stay in the energy of the channeling. What happens is that in order for me to channel, I need to raise my vibration, which means I start to disconnect from the 3D realm without being fully disconnected, because I'm alive and I'm still connected to my body. But it seems that we're being all together taking into higher vibrations, and that's where you want to stay. That's where you want to expose yourself to, because it is extremely potent and really healing and really soothing. It's you feel lighter mentally and physically. So again, if you do not have much time, scroll to or fast forward to any image where you see my eyes closed, and stay there for a few minutes. Just follow the indications, listen to the message with your eyes closed, and stay there for whatever time you have available. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you have. Even if you don't really fully understand the message being shared, it doesn't matter. Beyond the words, beyond the message that does have an intellectual component to it, there's an energy shift that is happening in the background, and just being exposed to that vibration for a few minutes will be enough to uplift you and unlock whatever needs to be unlocked within you. It's hard for me to tell you what will be unlocked within you, but I'll give you an example of a colleague, and I just told her, have a look at the last transmission I shared. There's an activation in it, and maybe you'll get something from it. And I didn't tell her scroll to a specific moment, but she didn't have 50 minutes. So she just fast forward. She stopped for a few minutes, just focused on the content, closed her eyes, and she knew she could not stay. But she said that right after, more of her intuitive abilities got unlocked to the point that she had a very, very clear dream that same night, and she knows it's connected to the activation within the transmission, where she was shown a ritual, where she was shown how to connect with one of her family member using that ritual. She had a very clear spiritual conversation on a soul level with that member family, something that is harder in the everyday life. And she again connects this to the minutes she got exposed to the transmission. So again, I do recommend that you share this message that we will get today, this video, and you can tell your friends. If you don't have the time to fully watch the video because either you're not sure about the content, the topic, or you don't have the time, just being exposed to it for a few minutes, as long as you're focused to it, meaning you're closing your eyes and you say, I'm going to be there 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but I'll be really very, very focused and concentrated on it, then the work will be enough. It's like opening your antennas and receiving completely what you're meant to be receiving. So again, there's so many layers to those transmissions. The data that is being transferred, the energy that it is clearing, transmuting, and upgrading within you. So it means any kind of body pain, any kind of trapped emotions can be uplifted. Again, you might be aware of it at the moment, or you might feel it a little bit later. And and just raising your vibration within the container, within the moment and the time that that was recorded, which remains available when you play it back. It's like playing it back again, not only with the words, not only with the images, but also with the energy. It is there. So again, it is a multi-layered transmission and activation. And I invite you right now to sit comfortably. It is better to be seated. Why? Because you won't fall asleep. And we remain connected to the ground as long as your feet are touching the ground. And I think the attention is more focused this way. So make sure your back is well supported, that your neck is potentially well supported. I can see that my microphone is disappearing, so I want to make sure you hear me well. And get ready. The best would be to wear headphones. So if you have the chance to wear headphones, light language may come through. Light language is a language, sounds, and potentially movements that are not using an earth communication language that we know of. And usually it's using different tonalities. If it happens, again, it's all channels. It's all channeled. I have no clue what will come up, but just be ready, just in case. All right. I'll just have a little sip of water, as I know I might speak for a little while. And then we're ready. All right. So close your eyes right now. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And breathe out. So deep inhale through the nose and breathe out until no more breath within you. Let's do this for 3 more times, following your own breathing cycle. Beautiful. So use your powerful and creative imagination to visualize yourself in a beautiful bubble of white light. This bubble of white light is part of your energy field, and it allows you to remain connected to your earth body, your earth self, inducing a deep sense of letting go and deep relaxation. And at the same time, this energetic membrane, which is the white light all around you, kind of opens the sensors to connect to higher vibrations. And when you connect to higher vibrations, you obviously open up to receive more information that is coming from a higher source, and that could be anything. That could be star people, that could be your higher self. And because we're working collectively, it could be any kind of being vibrating extremely high that knows who's going to watch and who's present live or as a replay, and that is in need of hearing what will be conveyed in the next minutes. So see yourself in the bubble of white light. Feel the space between your body and the white light. And know that there's life beyond the white light. Your family, your home, anybody else. But you're so focused on how you feel. As you feel safe, comfortable, totally supported and ready to raise your vibration. I will count from 1 to 10 and you will sense that you are raising your vibration. that you're getting lighter and lighter, and at the same time, more and more focused, more and more aware of the different layers, the different meanings behind the words that will be shared with you. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are entering all together, and again, try to recreate everything I share with you as if these were your feelings and images, as if you were downloading it for yourself, knowing that you might get even more details, and stay with what you get. You can even share it later. That would be beautiful and wonderful. But we're entering, I hear the word Palladium, because there's some kind of a Roman aspect to it, and that is Nathalie, Earth Nathalie, describing it. And it's always the same way, at least the way I am seeing things. There's always what I call the transitional beings or guides, and not because they have passed away, but because they help us go from one dimension to another. And most of the time there's one or two. And there are two today. And they look like Roman gladiators, even though they're dressed differently, even though they have a shield and it looks differently, but there's a lot of gold, there's a lot of metal. And again, they're just here to open the door to a big auditorium, an outdoor auditorium. And again, I heard the word Palladium. And the doors are massive, of course, they're big. And we're entering that space. We're not seating, we're really in the middle. We're really like being part of the show and not the spectators. And we're not alone here. We're not just the ones watching this activation. There's other people from other times, other groups maybe that are meeting the way we do. Other galaxy. I don't really see the people yet, but I know we're a few hundreds and potentially more. And they just want us to be there. They're just making us wait all together in the center of this arena. As I have a feeling a speech will come through by a being of some sorts, but we're here to witness, to hear some kind of wise being telling us something we need and we are ready to receive. I hear a being says, I am Heraclius. And he's showing himself as being human in his 60s, 70s, a man. Light brown hair, blue eyes, blue, light blue, very light. And he obviously has a message to convey to all of us. And he says, the reference, the period reference is not important. I needed to show you something you can connect to, and I just chose the Roman times. And I just made it my own. He's saying simply that he's trying to create a reference we can connect to. And even the name is not really as important. It's not referring to any being who got incarnated on earth. But it says how much we like words and we like to connect to things we know. And he says, I'm just going to ask him if he wants to speak through me or if he wants me to convey the message telepathically. Either way, I'm fine with it. He says it will come through. He says there's another being who wants to come through from the Pleiades. And he's kind of the host. So he's not the one who's going to talk, even though he's assisting the process. But he says, we're waiting for another being, which is pretty much here now. And he says, I'm also in the learning process. I've got a lot of knowledge, but he says you need a higher source of information than what I can share with you. So I feel, and I will let it happen. There might be a little bit of silence for a while, but I'll let the Pleiadian come and speak through me. Lekala lochm barochut ikoroch feel. We are here today to remember of our origin, our divine origin. I do appreciate your presence here in the auditorium created by our brother. Some of you may be afraid by the actual look or appearance of our being. And sometimes we choose something that makes you feel safe and comfortable. Eventually, each one of you will be meeting people in their true flesh. Nathalie is now doing a movement around her throat. You are invited to slightly open your eyes. As through this process, we are clearing your throat chakra, as we wish to guide you into becoming our voice. Our voice is your voice as you are working with us, as we are belonging to a team of warriors of the light, as you might say. Your voice has been imputed for so many generations. The voice of the galactic confederation, the voice of the star connections, the voice of the stellar gateway, the voice of your divine origin. This voice may not always use words you can fully understand. Sometimes this voice is coughing. Sometimes this voice is humming. Sometimes this voice is emitting sounds that may feel peculiar to some of you. This is your voice. And we are helping you through this light coded activation, or helping you to use your voice and all this distinctive reservoir of tonalities. There's an immense possibility to create sounds and words that your voice never created before, your earth voice. And it is time for you to use this voice not just to clarify your position, share your thoughts, but also to induce or to transmit an information that might reach many people. And that will unlock even more potentiality within you. So allowing your voice to create sounds that are, let's call it, peculiar for some of you, is also a way of unlocking your vocal cords and use them to their full potential. Every time we will meet, every time we will unlock something within you, every time we will share a message that you can use in your everyday life to feel more aligned with your mission, whatever it is for you. But if you're here, it's because you sense there's a calling. Some of you may be very well aware of the call without knowing concretely the destination, while others are right on the path of accomplishing your mission and journey. Either way, the journey isn't over. Either way, there's still more to learn, still more to uncover, still more to play with. We will emit sounds that might even be new to Nathalie. Those sounds will ignite, open up, recalibrate some of your own abilities to speak, hum, sing light language. Lach iham korhulkt I pailk in shorchen bilachni shalaki Wild cross Ishin and Malak in air. In the Klach I Kurohin Nilk I We invite you to imagine a triangle. We're asking you to imagine that you're traveling through the triangle. You can imagine that from the triangle, a beam of light is emerging. You're in the triangle, and at the same time, you feel a beam of light is just connecting to your throat, like a connector. This connector is updating your, what you call your throat center, communication tools, vibrational healing tool. And for a few seconds of your time, feel the energy from the beam of light, from the triangle, filling every area of your throat, clearing any trapped emotions that may have been connected to your earth life as this incarnation, past incarnations, fears, blockages, all the earth blockages that are potentially stopping you from using your voice. Let's clear it now. We thank you, divine beings, for being of service. We trust you and we know the alignment to your true mission for yourself and others will become clearer and clearer as you are uncovering more of your divine gifts. Today was the focus on the throat. Other days will help you uncover more abilities, more knowledge. We thank you. Take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out until no more breath. As I'm thanking this beautiful being from the Pleiades, and was it Heraclius? I forgot his name, but he was kind of a priest in training. That was interesting. And everyone who has been present that we are not connected to it all, because They're from other spaces, and we don't know who they are, but definitely with all of you who are connected now. Thank you for this connection. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for being here. When you're ready, you can obviously open your eyes. How was it for you guys? I realized that I had to cough because obviously they were clearing a lot of stuff. I don't think I kind of made a sound that I don't usually do when I'm channeling their voice. The whistling is new and it came up, I think, 2 days ago. Never did whistle in those transmissions and activations, but what is important is what you got from it. What did you get? Actually, they're training us. They're training us. Whatever level of accomplishment you're at right now in terms of accepting your intuitive gifts and whatever you have cleared within you, you're still a human being. And I do believe we still have stuff to clear from this life and sometimes from other lives. Sorry, again, my microphone is disappearing. Still, you can benefit from things that are being shared here. But again, if you are listening to this, it's because somehow your higher self sent you here. There was something for you. But I do sense that every time we collectively connect, more lessons will come through. Now, even though I feel my jaw a little bit more tense, that kind of clearing with the hands was very nice. What is clear though, it's my esophagus. I don't know. There's no constriction anymore. So I would be so curious to find out what you got from it. And the most important would be to come back in a few days to tell me and tell us and share with everyone, are you starting to speak your truth a little bit more? Are you setting verbally some boundaries around you? Are you telling everyone this is what I want to do? Are you expressing yourself clearly? And are you using your voice, your vocal cords to channel through humming, singing, as the Pleiadians said, or allowing any kind of weird sounds to come through? And again, weird, because we're not using this in the everyday language. But I think this is the lesson for today. It is we're using your voice as a tool of recalibration for yourself and others. So I was so happy to share this with you. I really want to hear your comments about this one. Again, I never know in advance, but I will definitely share the title with people now because I know the content. But I would love to hear your comments. Please share this with anybody who you feel is evolving on this starseed light worker intuitive path that you feel would benefit from it, whether you feel they need to clear their voice or use their voice as a tool. You do not have to use it if it's not what you're called, but you cannot fully be integrating your intuitive incarnation, your light worker incarnation, if you cannot use your voice, at least to convey what is coming through. So your voice becomes a tool of communication and sharing the messages coming through. I wish you a great day, great evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I can hardly wait to hear your comments. Bye for now. Bye-bye.